Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the heart of Texas and the spectacular AT&T Stadium in Arlington. This evening, the capper to this divisional round. It's the Washington Commanders and the Dallas Cowboys. So glad you're having us in for this divisional round matchup. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Partner, playing in front of the home crowd. That is something you get when you're the #1 seed. A week off to prepare. Now a playoff game in your building. It's that age-old question. What do you think? Rest versus rust?
You know, I think if you ask the coaches, Mike, they would kind of go back and forth, but it is no question. With players, they want that #1 seed, they want that bye, and they want to be sitting on their couch.
One ticket remaining to be punched for the championship round next week. We're all set and off we go on EA Sports. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
Winning in the wild card round, certainly an accomplishment that this team should be proud of. But, Mike, if he wants to take his team to the championship round next week, he's going to have to lead by example and play a mistake-free game against a team known for capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes. Yes, you have to be aggressive. You have to be willing to take some risks. But those risks have to be calculated, because if you get reckless against this group, you're going to be flying home. You're going to be getting ready for the offseason.
They send him right out of the slot. Whoa! Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Commanders set to kick this one away. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They are led out by their quarterback, Dak Prescott.
Mike, I was watching the news this morning, and people were tailgating before the sun even came up. I mean, these fans have been waiting for this one since the moment they clinched home field advantage. That excitement, it's translated into a ridiculous hostile environment. I mean, it's clear the support of this entire city right now falls behind this team, and with that comes a lot of pressure. If he's going to lead his team to the championship game, he has to stay level-headed through this chaos, because if he's able to do that here, I really like their chances of playing next Sunday. Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Prescott now. He'll get this complete. It's Lamb again. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. He'll throw again. Dak. He gets it to Jonathan Mingo. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Prescott again. He's got it at the 7. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
He'll try to run this one in. And he will not get in from there. In fact, I think he was shoved backwards a little bit.
2nd and goal this close to the end zone. It makes sense, Mike, to keep the ball on the ground, but what you're not planning for is that you suffer a loss. So give credit to this defense. They've now changed.
And he will take this one across into the end zone. Rico Dowdle. Touchdown, Cowboys. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
The extra point by Aubrey is good. And the Cowboys are out to a 7-0 lead here in this divisional playoff matchup. Austin Eckler now to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. It's the tight end Henry in motion. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And a good run there to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Another run here for Robinson. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, it's Daniel. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Here's the punter now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. Now fair catch is called for and made right there at the 45. The Cowboys offense ready for their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They'll run with Dowdle. Down the sideline, past the 40. And he's going to be taken down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. This pass caught right side. It's Allen. 1st down away to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. It's been a busy 1st quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll go play action. It's Prescott. To the end zone. It's intercepted. That's the safety, Percy Butler.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning, being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. He'll get about 2. DeMarcus Lawrence there on the stop. Second down and 8. The motion man here is McClure. Daniels to throw on second down. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line. First and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That one complete to Brian Robinson. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. On the handoff, here's Robinson running right. And his momentum completely stopped there. Picked up, thrown down for a loss. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Daniel. That's taken in. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for Washington. And no return on this one. Fair catch signal for and taken. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Dowdle. And that's not going to yield a whole lot. Up to about the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Dak. This will be intercepted by Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field, following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend, but as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
The Commanders' offense ready for this next possession. They can get back into this quickly now. Very short field ahead. It is 1st and 10. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. He'll be brought down. Short pickup. It's at the 26. Here's 2nd and 9. The motion man here is McClure. Play action. Here's Daniels. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Now Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going, and for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they're on the verge of recording their 2nd sack, and we're still here in the 1st quarter.
His kick is good. And the Commanders are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Cowboys offense about ready to take over once more. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Dak to throw. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing is Prescott. A pass caught by the veteran. That's Brandon Cooks. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Dak to throw. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Over the middle to his tight end, Ferguson.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it. Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely, and results in a completion.
1 quarter down in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. It's the Cowboys with the early edge. We're back to Arlington in a moment. On 4th down, here's Brandon Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal try. This one from 52 yards away. Aubrey's kick is good. And the Cowboys go out to a 10-3 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Commanders' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. A give, and here comes Robinson. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Not able to stay in. He steps out of bounds, and that'll be a loss of a couple of yards on that one. 3rd and long. They'll throw with Daniels. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
That's about as big time as you get There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on third down, but what they call third and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert third downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
They'll go play action here with Daniels. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
We've seen a little bit of a transformation across the defensive tackle position. And what I mean, Mike, is years ago, they were on the interior of the line to stuff the run. They were big bodies taking up space. Now, not only do you have to defend the run, you have to be able to win one-on-one matchups and get to the quarterback.
Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play. Daniels now going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. He's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
That's going to be caught. And he's going to get there. He's got the first down. What great awareness after the catch. He gets enough to move the chains. Marshall is on the move. On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. It's the tight end Henry in motion. On the handoff, it's Robinson.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
2nd and a yard. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. Throwing on 2nd down, Daniel. That's a short one caught by Sinnott. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal. To throw is Daniels. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. We'll go again from the 3. It is 2nd and goal. Slot receiver headed right. They'll try to run with Robinson. Let's give him a yard down to the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal. In motion is Hill. They'll try to run with Robinson. And he will power his way into the end zone. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Commanders. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
The PAT, up and good. And the Commanders will tie things up. It's now 10-10. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. This just makes it to the landing zone. It's taken at the 18. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to get back at it. They'll see if they can go about breaking our tie. We're all even at 10 as this drive begins. 1st and 10. Now Dowdle. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here's a carry for Dowdle. And he's going to be close to a first down. Looks like he'll have just enough to keep the chains moving. Back to throw is Prescott. Open man, that's the veteran, Cooks. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. On play action, here's Dak. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Here's Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. They'll spot this at their own 48, meaning this is a 62-yard attempt.
You have to give him credit, Mike. I mean, that shows a lot of faith in your kicker because that is an ambitious effort from that distance.
The Commanders' offense and running back Brian Robinson on the field for their next drive. They'll have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. On the option, here's Robinson. And a determined run there inside the 40. It's a gain of 9 yards. They'll go again with Robinson. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5. They run over center with Robinson. He'll be stopped after a short gain to about the 30. Osa Odigizua there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. The tight end motioning left here. On 2nd down, it's Daniels. That's caught. It's the tight end Sinnott. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. On play action, Daniels. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
He's got it at the 7, and he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
From the 1-yard line, first down and goal. They'll run with Robinson. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Still 2nd down.
Penalty yards marched off, and they'll try it again on 2nd and goal. Now Robinson. A dive, and he's in! Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
No problem there on the extra point. And the Commanders go up by 7. It is now 17-10. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Short kick taken at the 17. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Cowboys offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Second down, Prescott. This pass right side taken in by Cooks. Third and a yard. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson. And he's going to have the first down as he gets out of bounds, and he stopped the clock as well.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 2. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line. Cooks going in motion. Prescott on first down. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. And it'll be 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Cooks able to pull that one in. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. So it'll bring up 4th down. On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This one from 54 yards out. Aubrey's kick is good. And the Cowboys are able to cut it to 4. 17-13.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get it back to you two in just a moment. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the defending champs, the Eagles, who got the win on the road. Saquon Barkley, a touchdown run in the victory. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground
second half kickoff
in those first 2 quarters.
One of these teams ready to book a date in the NFC Championship game next week. And we are back at it with the 3rd quarter. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Here's Dak Prescott and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's into the hands of the veteran Cooks. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now Prescott. This one caught by CeeDee Lamb. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. Prescott now. A short throw caught by Ferguson. Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
It's first down, and they'll run. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Dak to throw. He's got it at about the 8. And he's into the end zone. CeeDee Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas.
Really nice job there by the receiver, understanding what to do after you secure the catch and the ability to target him in the middle of the field. He's able to take this one all the way into the end zone for 6.
Aubrey, good with the extra point. Cowboys go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. A return now from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. A quick throw that's complete on the slant.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
On 2nd down, it's a run with Robinson. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or 2 short.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells you, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
Oh, how about that hit? Wow. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that one. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Prescott. That's caught by Lamb. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 38-yard line. On 2nd down, it's Dak. This pass caught right side. It's Allen. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Dak to throw. Open man, downfield, it's CeeDee Lamb. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They'll throw again. Dak. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackle for the loss of a yard. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Prescott. Left side, caught by Lamb. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 7.
On play action, here's Dak. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. 1st and 10. They'll run with Dowdle. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. 2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
To throw is Dak. This pass right side caught by Lamb. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. Here's 3rd and 2. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he's not going to get the 1st down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
This brought in out past the 20. Oh, hello. He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. They bring a tight end in motion left. Daniels now on 1st down. Off he goes.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
On the give, it's Robinson. And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
It's just so impressive to see how good these guys are, especially the veterans, Mike. They've been out there a long time, a lot of experience. They know exactly where they are on the sideline, not only to secure this catch, but to be able to toe tap and drag that second foot. That's a big-time play by a big-time receiver.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. That's to the right side, and it's Siddick.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
A gain of 1 yard. First down, Washington.
On the ground, it's Robinson. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Another run here for Robinson. And the defense, good job sticking to their rules. They didn't take their eyes off the running back, who gains nothing. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Daniels going to keep it on the zone read.
Great work there defensively, Mike. You could tell they were onto that one from the start. They're able to hold him to a short gain on the keeper and force the 4th down.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. Off the zone read, Daniels gonna hang on to it. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
4th down, you want to make sure you give your quarterback the option to keep the ball in his hands, and that's exactly what they decided to do, and the defense was ready. They played assignment football, everyone did their job, and they come up with a huge 4th down stop.
The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. Looking middle and complete with Allen. They get 15 on that game. That's good for a Dallas 1st down. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. There's that man again. Another catch. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Prescott again. His pass right side taken in by Cooks. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice.
In trouble, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
Brings up third down and 7.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. 10 catches now in the game. They've gone his way early and often. That one for a first down.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Here's a run. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. Second and goal.
Brings up second and goal.
Back to throw is Prescott. That is caught side of the end zone. C.D. Lamb. Touchdown Cowboys. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion.
You just have to find a way defensively to step up there and get a stop. It's one thing to give up 6. You allow a touchdown, but now dig deep, man. Get a stop. Looked like there was some confusion, and offense is going to come away with 8.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Here's Eckler on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. And time again, Greg, the yards on the ground have been very difficult to come by.
Yeah, and it really goes against conventional wisdom, Mike. You hear so often everyone talk about you run the ball to open up the pass, and really that's not necessarily true. Oftentimes when you're having trouble on the ground, the best way to open things up underneath is by passing the ball, and that could be a variety of ways. Throwing it downfield, screen passes, swing passes. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and open things up.
Second down and 3. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
A gain of 4 yards. First down, Commanders.
And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. Look at him stay on his feet as he's able to shimmy his way for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's second and 5. Putting one of their tight ends in motion left. Daniels to throw on second down. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Washington.
It's the tight end Henry in motion. On first down, Daniels. That's caught. It's the tight end Sinnott. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. They'll try to run with Robinson. And he will score again. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Commanders. Saving his best for the playoffs. His 3rd touchdown of the game. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Makes the score Cowboys 31, Commanders.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. A return coming from the 14. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and Dak Prescott set to take over again. And as we take you through some of the highlights so far, you're going to see a lot of passing yards. He has carved up this defense, over 300 yards passing in the game, and has been sharp right from the start. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now, Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 38-yard line.
Here's a carry for Dowdle. Just pushing defenders out of the way as he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. On the ground, it's Dowdle. And he's not going to get the 1st down. Met and brought down in the backfield on 3rd and short. They do not get it done.
Hats off to the interior of this defensive line. Look at the penetration they're able to get up front, Mike, to defeat their blocks. And 3rd and an inch, they knew that run was coming, and boy, were they ready.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Commanders' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we go through the highlights, no shortage of touchdowns today. 3 trips to the end zone in this one. The combination, the power, the speed, everything on display, and the defense has seen it all. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. This one complete to Melton. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
Quick throw, out wide, it's caught.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part, so Once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
On second down, it's Daniels. He's got his tight end. That's Sinnott. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Washington.
Throwing again, Daniels. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defense. Just as the ball was arriving, and it'll be second down. Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down. Daniels gonna throw again. Quick throw, taken in. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's gonna bring up fourth down.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, really for two reasons. One, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. Two, teams' willingness to go for it on fourth down is at an all-time high.
The Cowboys offense headed back to take over once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Dowdle. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Dak gonna work it to Lamb on the RPO.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
And he's going to have the first down, mark him at the 45, and move the chains. They'll stay on the ground. And now we get a timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. 2nd and 11. They'll stick with him again. And he'll bring this across midfield as this drive is taking shape. A gain of 7 on that one. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll drop to throw. Oh, do you believe it? It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. The offense trying to extend the lead, but the defense, not only the takeaway, but Greg, the pick 6, and they can tie this thing up.
Yeah, and this game has been in the balance the entire way, and now for this defense to come up with this pick 6, they've got a decision to make now, finding themselves down by 1 here in the second half.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this football game. Tie game. Still time to break that tie, though, as you see. Maybe run a 2-minute offense. And the kick's in the air. A good return as he takes it across the 30. There's C.D. Lamb heading back out there with the rest of his Cowboys teammates. We're all even, 4th quarter, so every drive so important at this stage. And they'll start with 1st and 10. Prescott. In the middle of the field, it's taken by C.D. Lamb. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. Open man, that's the veteran, Cooks. 2nd and 6 coming up.
2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Prescott now. That is left side and taken in by Allen. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25. 5-yard line. And now the Cowboys are going to take a timeout. As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the game. Here's first down. They'll run here. He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play. That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their second, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Now, on 2nd and long. They'll run. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Cowboys going to use their 3rd and final timeout.
The Cowboys field goal, a 41-yard attempt.
So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to win the game. This kick is good. And they are moving on. They survive and advance in the playoffs. So, it's a win for the Cowboys. They are moving on. As the #1 seed, the victory means they locked down another home date next weekend as they look to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys, as we say so long from Arlington.